There once were two friends named Lu and Chang. Lu and Chang were both in interracial relationships. However, when Lu told her friends that she was dating a white guy, her friends would just roll her eyes thinking, not another one of these couples. Chang, on the other hand, would tell his friends that he was dating a white girl. However, instead of receiving the same feedback that Lu got, Chang would receive praise from his friends. Why is it that an Asian double standard exists where when both an Asian guy and an Asian girl date a white person, they receive such different responses from other people? That's gonna be the topic of today's video as I react to a clip talking about the Asian double standard.
Why Chinese men are obsessed with getting Ukrainian wives. There's a viral joke on Chinese social media saying that Chinese men would love to provide shelter for Ukrainian women, but only if they're young and beautiful.
This guy with the glasses. This is the power of traveling for dating. Because I feel like the same guy who was in the US would have a much more difficult time because the US dating market's much more difficult than, I'm assuming, the Ukrainian one, for Asian guys at least.
Stereotypes about Ukrainian beauties have been prevalent in China for years. Basically like a fetish to conquer blonde, beautiful women as a symbol of a man's personal success in China's rising power. The stupid part of it is that when Chinese women date foreign men, they're considered to be betraying their country, but when men date white women, they're hailed as heroes.
Alright, so this TikTok was created by a girl named Kyla Yu. She's basically discussing how in China, there's a double standard where if an Asian guy dates a Ukrainian girl, or I'm assuming just like a white girl, then they're praised. Whereas if an Asian girl dates a white guy, they're viewed as traitors. This makes sense in terms of from China's perspective, because I feel like China is a very nationalistic country. They're super proud of who they are. And for their guys to date these women from other countries that are beautiful, it's viewed positively. Whereas for these girls to date outside their race, they're viewed as traitors. Tying it into the US perspective, I actually think this applies in a sense because there is a huge double standard when it comes to Asian dating, specifically when it comes to Asian guys dating white girls and Asian girls dating white guys. So these couples are known as AMWF, Asian male, white female, and conversely WMAF, which stands for white male, Asian female. The reason that this double standard exists in the US is because for the longest time, media such as Hollywood and Western media in general have painted Asian guys in a negative light. So typically they're casted as the nerdier guy or the butt of the joke. Whereas I feel like with Asian girls, they're more sexualized and they end up fulfilling these roles where the girls actually do end up dating like white guys, right? So since a lot of our perception is formed by what we consume, and up until recently, this was mainly media dictated by the people running Hollywood and big media studios, it makes sense how a lot of people have these perceptions that Asian guys aren't the most attractive. It actually hasn't been until recently with the rise of social media and viral platforms such as TikTok that Asian guys are getting a much better reputation. We actually see this reflected by films on Netflix as well. So what this means is for an Asian guy to date a white girl, it's much more difficult, I'd say exponentially more difficult than for an Asian girl to date a white guy. This is one of the reasons why Asian guys in the US are more praised. When I say praised, I just mean like, let's say for me, for example, right? When I see an Asian guy dating an attractive white girl, usually I'm just like, oh damn, props, right? Like, I'm just like, props, man. Whereas I feel like with Asian girls dating white guys, oh, not another one of those couples. Like, it's so commonplace. I feel like it's become a meme at this point, the WMAF couples.
Luca, bueno, Pinyu, bueno, Pinyu, bueno.
I know at least in certain cities, it's just super popular. You take a look around and it seems like every Asian girl is dating a white guy. And this is already on top of the fact that for dating, typically girls have it easier when it comes to the initial stages. So just for a girl to be a girl and then put herself out there, she'll most likely get hit on. Whereas if you're a guy, regardless of race, you got to put the work in and like take initiative, right? I'd say the one big difference between the double standard in China versus the US is that in China, they're just viewed as like traitors, like what the f. Whereas I feel like in the US, it's not as much of like the girls are traitors. It's more of like they kind of get the side eye. You're just like, not another one of those couples. I feel like in the US, no one really cares as much. And just a quick disclaimer, I feel like there's nothing wrong with dating outside your race. I'm not trying to put anyone down here. I just feel like it's quite common for a lot of these girls that are, you know, like the WMAF girls to like weirdly be proud of the fact that they're dating a white guy.
It's a full-time job and it's extremely time consuming and it's not.
So as you can see from the TikTok, it's just like a little strange, but I mean, it is what it is. So in conclusion, there's definitely currently an Asian dating double standard, especially in the US, but I am curious to see how things change since I feel like with Gen Z nowadays, it's the move to date Asian guys. Like, Asian guys have it a lot easier growing up now than people did my age. I'm like a millennial, so that's really cool to see. With streaming platforms and social media, I feel like now the perception of Asian guys is in the hands of the people as opposed to controlled by these big powerhouses in the media. So yeah, that's pretty much concludes this video. Let me know what you guys think. Have you guys noticed Asian dating double standards in your own life? Do you think they're good? Do you think they're bad? Very curious to hear your thoughts. Feel free to drop a comment down below, but that's gonna do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.